Welcome to our talk show. Before we begin, we would like to make a disclaimer that everything mentioned in this show comes from personal experiences and opinions. We may refer to biblical references and teachings from the man of God, Prophet Philip Banda, but these are also subject to personal interpretation. Our goal is to share our perspectives and experiences, and we encourage our viewers to seek guidance and counsel from trusted sources before making any significant decisions in their lives. Furthermore, the views expressed in this show may not represent the views of Impact for Christ Ministries. We acknowledge that everyone has their own unique journey and circumstances, and what may have worked for us may not necessarily apply to others. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to today's Live Youth Talk Show. My name is Ruben, and today I have Luto here with me. Hi, Luto.
Hi, Ruben. How are you?
I'm good, Luto. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming today.
Thanks.
As you can see, it's just the two of us today. Just the two of us. Hopefully, we don't get copyright claim for that. Yeah, as you can see by the title, today we're talking about building a healthy self-confidence. So, yeah, what can you say about that, Luto?
Building a healthy self-confidence. Okay, I would also like to apologize to our viewers today that we started late.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for staying tuned in. We do appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. So, a healthy self-confidence to me, what would be? I think being, confident in yourself. I know I shouldn't do that when I'm describing a word, using the words of the word.
Yeah.
But being assured of myself, believing in myself, even with my flaws. That's what it means to have a healthy
Healthy self-confidence.
toxic one,
Yeah.
or being arrogant.
Yeah, and we'll get into that actually.
Yeah,
Difference between toxic self-confidence and healthy self-confidence.
Yes.
So, what did you say confidence is? It's
To me.
Yeah, it's like
Like
believing
believing in yourself, in a good way, and believing what you can do in your abilities. I guess even I did Google the definition. I'm very much sorry. So now that's what I'm regurgitating.
No, it's good. I think you did some research. Yeah.
And believing that you can do something, and even believing yourself besides your flaws.
Mm-hmm.
Or not allowing your flaws to hold you back, or allowing your flaws, I guess, to hold you back, to remain humble. If that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah. It's like, for example, I can't paint. So I can't be like, I'm just going to be the world's greatest artist. Can't do that because I don't know how to paint.
But we spoke about believing in yourself. You spoke about believing in yourself.
Exactly. So I can believe myself in other areas, just not that one. It's not that I just suck at painting.
Isn't that limited thinking? Why don't you say,
And I could learn.
yeah, I could learn and become the world's greatest painter. Isn't that what believing in yourself? Isn't that what it means? Believing in yourself.
It does, but there's also being like real with yourself, setting realistic goals.
How do you know it's real if you don't know it's not real?
Okay, you answer that first, and then I'll add to your answer.
No, what I'm saying is, what if it's a hidden passion or hidden talent? If you learn how to do it, drawing, painting, if you learn how to do it, then eventually you'll become the best in the world at doing it. But it's just what I'm getting from what you're saying about believing in yourself. Confidence, believing in yourself, correlated, right? So
I don't know. I just, maybe because I'm not into painting, so it's okay. It can miss me.
So I guess confidence also is self-awareness.
Yes.
Self-awareness is a big point in confidence.
Yeah. It's like also like dancing. You know, other people can break it down.
Like you,
I don't know how to break it down.
I see you on Sundays.
I don't know how to
Don't lie. I see you on Sundays.
I can move. Like, remember when you used to dance?
We're not talking about past. We're talking about present.
Exactly, and you can still dance.
No, I've seen you dance better than me. So.
It's not to spread propaganda. Anyway, what does confidence mean to you, Ruben?
To me, yeah,
self-confidence.
Self-confidence. Confidence in general, or healthy self-confidence?
A healthy self-confidence.
Healthy self-confidence. I think healthy self-confidence is, as I say, it's self-awareness. You know your weaknesses, you know your strengths, you know what you can do and you know what you can't do. And healthy self-confidence is walking in the room and saying, these people are better than me. But I know myself. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm confident in myself like that. But just, I would say that's healthy confidence. Like, just in your head, people are better than you. But like, not to say like you're putting yourself down, but like just to say people are better than you.
It's just acknowledging that there will be always someone be like better than you.
Which can also go to the difference with toxic self-confidence and healthy self-confidence.
Okay, all right. So we have Google telling us that self-confidence means trusting in your own judgment, capabilities, and abilities. It's about valuing yourself and feeling worthy, regardless of any imperfections or what others may believe about you. That's what Google says. And the Oxford Dictionary says, self-confidence, a noun, says confidence in one's abilities, qualities, judgment. Confidence in oneself.
And earlier on, while I read an article from Forbes.
Yeah.
It says confidence is the outcome of the thoughts that we think.
Yeah.
And the actions that we take.
Okay. So as you're saying that, like, it comes, so having a healthy self-confidence therefore stems from your thoughts and how you think about yourself and the words you say to yourself.
Yeah.
And about yourself, right? So let's talk about, maybe let's start with the cons, like not having a good self-esteem or a self-confidence, how that could affect someone before we delve into how to build a self-confidence and stuff like that.
Why don't we first start with why people struggle with confidence?
Oh, and I do have that in the guideline, isn't it? Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So why do you think people have a low self-confidence?
I don't know. I think it's negative self-talk. Like, you talk to yourself negatively, your thoughts are negative. I think just being pessimistic, that also leads to having a lack of confidence.
Okay. I think people may have a low self-esteem or have low self-confidence because of circumstances, maybe. Maybe some people's environments, the people you surround yourself with or are surrounded by, maybe at home, parents just always spoke negative things into someone, like, oh, you're worthless, you're stupid, or even maybe teachers, like maybe you really flopped at a test and a teacher was like, oh, you're so stupid. And then now that's stuck with you. Now, even though you're brilliant, now you just think you're stupid because a teacher or someone in your life said that about you.
And that's real, hey? Based on experience, I was told by a teacher that I would never be anything in life. And by his grace, I'm here.
Correct.
It's not that I'm anything yet, but like, it did take a toll on my confidence. Like, it was like, why would you say such a thing? Why would you speak such over me? And I guess it also goes to people being very careful with how they speak to others, because a compliment can actually build someone's confidence.
Yeah. So I think that would probably be the reason why people have a negative self-confidence or have a low self-esteem. I think another one would be, oh man, it left my head. It
happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it's here. Comparing ourselves to people.
Yes, I was about to mention that actually.
Comparing ourselves to people. I think that's probably one of the biggest things. Like, for example, I know my stature. I'm not curvaceous, even though I'm born here in South Africa. I don't have South African curves. God said not those ones. And I have to acknowledge it and accept it, right? And when you're seeing someone who's curvaceous or they're not curvaceous and stuff like that, and you're like, oh my gosh, this person looks like this. The girls that guys like look like this. So I do think comparing yourself to someone, and especially like, for example, in the black community, like, I'm a yellow bone, dark-skinned girls. Like, even though, yes, it's getting much better and people are accepting and learning to embrace like dark complexions and stuff like that. But I think that also takes a toll on someone, right? So I think it's comparing ourselves, beauty standards.
Yeah.
I think that's probably also another reason for a low self-confidence.
According to the national report, studies show that 98% of girls struggle with self-esteem because they have an idea of how
they should look,
of how a person who's attractive looks. Someone who's appealing to the eye. Or an attractive girl, to say. Yeah.
So I guess, and then people find ways. That's why people go and do their BBLs. And, they go and fix themselves up because now they're trying to boost their self-confidence. Yeah,
but comparison is a big reason to why people actually don't have confidence. Because even I also find myself there, because I'm not a tall guy.
But you're not short either.
But I'm not tall.
I think you're not as tall as you thought you would be.
Maybe you're right. But I'm not tall, and I would look at other tall guys and I would be like, man, I want to be like that. And that sort of went on my confidence a bit, because also you hear a lot of ladies saying, I want a tall, dark skin with beard. Look, I'm dark, I have beard,
it's
but
okay.
Just the height.
No, but your height is also not that bad. You're just not like a giant.
Yeah. But you see, that was me comparing myself to other men, looking
giants.
at how tall they are. And I'm like, oh man, I want to be like that. And that took a toll on my confidence. So at least that's like me speaking from a personal experience.
Yeah. Can I say this? So puberty hit, right? And as a girl, right, I was like, oh, I want to have breasts. Ha! Yo, son. And obviously you're growing and you're hoping, but now, we learn to accept.
Yeah, you accept, because also not all fingers are the same.
Yeah.
So, like, this finger is taller than this one.
Yeah.
This one is like
thicker,
I don't know.
And I think it's so weird, because it was my sister's birthday recently, and she's put a picture of what she had written as a child to God as a prayer point. And I think how we see ourselves as women and like our bodies, in her prayer request, she was like, God, please may I have big boobies.
People pray for that.
And I think it's so cute, because honestly, it's like, it's something, not that you also want, like, but you want, something. So I think when you think your body's going to look like a particular way when you're going through puberty, and then it doesn't once you've reached the end of puberty.
Yeah.
When you're like, actually, I didn't sign up for this. It's not giving what it was supposed to give.
Yes, you're right. That's why you said I'm not as tall as I thought I would be. Because when I started shooting up, everyone was like, "Oh, you're growing. You're gonna be so tall." And I just stopped, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is my potential.
This is not what I signed up for.
Yeah,
This is not. It was supposed to give more than what it's giving.
yeah,
So I think so. I think it's comparing ourselves, comparing and beauty standards, comparing how we look to other people. So yeah, because technically, if you're by yourself in this world, Prophet even says, if you're alone in this world, would you be thinking the way you're thinking? You know,
Definitely not.
would you want the things you want?
Definitely not.
So I think I don't know what else you think.
Yeah.
Like what else causes? What was the question you said?
What some of the things that causes low self-esteem or lack of confidence? I
Yeah.
wrote down a few stuff. One of them is past failures.
Yes.
Like you failed in the past, so now you don't have the strength to try again. So that also takes a toll on your confidence. And also bullying and criticism.
Yes.
Like what? Like
was
as I
gonna say
said,
that, yeah.
when you speak something to someone, a compliment or a slur, not what slur? Like you swear at them. That can also take a toll
Cool.
on their confidence.
So I think also as we're talking about this topic, because so it also goes back to the people around you, right? I think also a thing that can affect someone's confidence is the people who they surround themselves with, and obviously certain things like people don't have control over. Like if you're with parents who are just speaking
Yeah.
like you had no choice. So it's about who you surround yourself with and who you're surrounded by. That also affects your confidence, because if you are like you mentioned what people say in bullying. So if you are bullied, let's say, okay, let's use you because you're like a big guy, and you bully someone who's putsununu. Now this putsununu is going to be like, I'm a putsununu, I can't do anything in life because you're just, So I think bullying, so even with this, as we're going through this, I think we also as people need to learn to be accountable, knowing that actually what we're saying, we need to think the long-term effects of it.
Yeah.
Even if it's coming across in a jokingly manner and stuff like that, what we say to people can really affect someone. I was in a situation where I just blurted something to a friend. I went back and I apologized, and I was like, actually, that was so out of pocket. I shouldn't have said what I said to you, and I am sorry. So I also think it's also you as a person to also take onus on yourself if you think you've said something to hurt someone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. You say even the things we say to each other joking. Like, we can laugh now. You say, "Oh, Ruben, you're so fat." Ah, ha, ha, ha. We laugh it off. But then when I'm alone, I'm thinking, man.
Am I really fat?
Yeah. Like, and you see, so I guess it goes back to guarding your mouth, satisfying your mouth, stuff like that. Being careful of what you say and to who you say it to.
Yeah. And I think that, so you said another thing, I think, because you said talking about failure, right?
Past failures, yes.
Past failures, that could really affect someone's confidence. Because let's say someone repeated a grade, right? That will automatically make you feel like you're not smart because now you're repeating a grade. And this could therefore affect you moving forward in your studies. I also think another thing is, I don't know if it's going to make sense, but maybe you've set an extremely high standard for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And then you don't reach that standard because you aimed for Pluto. You didn't even aim for like the moon here.
Yeah,
you aimed for Pluto. And because you didn't meet Pluto, your self-confidence drops. Whereas, like you could have at least started slowly, like try, aim for the moon and then so on and so forth.
Could that also be being too hard on yourself?
Yes. Possibly. Also being, I guess, hard on yourself could affect. But you see, there's a fine line. Because I also believe at the end of the day, you need to be hard on yourself and to be able to judge yourself. Because if you just relax with yourself, you're not going to accomplish things you want to accomplish. So even if there's a delay in you wanting to accomplish something, which is okay, it happens. But I think you need to have goals and plans and execute them and be able to push yourself. Be like, I need to do this. Otherwise, you're not going to have self-discipline.
Yeah.
So there's a fine. Don't overly push yourself, but there's a fine line. Yeah, I don't know if you have anything you wanted to add because I feel like I rambled on and on and on.
No, there's nothing on that. You actually spoke well. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about, because we've talked about what causes people to have low self-confidence, and then having a low how having a low self-esteem can then affect you.
It can affect you in various ways. One way is like you have a negative outlook on yourself, so that means anything you produce will be negative as well. Like
Yeah.
you won't be productive, let's say.
Yeah.
I don't know if productive is the right word to use, but you won't like if you have if everything in you is negative, like what positivity are you producing? That's the idea that I'm going with.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I think also if someone has a low self-esteem, they might be like hide themselves.
Yeah.
They might not. I've seen this a lot, hey? Like as I'm working more and more, when it comes to applying for different jobs, like men will really like apply for something, even if they only have one thing that they qualify for, but they will apply for that job, saying, dog, they take me or they don't take me. Whereas women will write ourselves off automatically saying, oh no,
Yeah.
I generally don't qualify for this job. Right? So I think when someone has a low self-confidence, you therefore don't take certain opportunities
Yes.
because you completely write yourself off that, I don't know, what's something that requires a lot of confidence. Like maybe a girl who wants to enter a pageant, right?
Yeah.
Stunning, absolutely drop dead gorgeous, but she doesn't know that. And she was like, no, I would never win. Or they would never choose me, and they would never know because they didn't try to enter that pageant. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what
So I
you're
think
saying.
people with low self-esteem, I think that would be a cause or the effect of having a low self-esteem is that you write yourself off from certain opportunities
Yes.
and opportunities that can grow you. So I think also having good self-confidence is that you're not really scared of failure, because even if you try something and you fail at it, you're not gonna like, I'm done. Everything. So, yeah. I don't know if
Yeah.
you have anything to add to that.
Yeah, what I can just add is that most people with low confidence, they tend to not reach their full potential. Like, because they're holding themselves back in their mind. So they don't actually, they are their own limitation, basically.
Yeah.
So I think not having confidence in yourself, not like having pride or being egotistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Or arrogant.
or arrogant. Yeah, not having pride, but like just knowing, being confident in yourself that you're capable. Like if you don't limit yourself in your mind already, then yeah. So I think people who don't have confidence, they hold themselves back from achieving their full potential.
Yeah, and I think also maybe trying new things. Like, for example, let's say painting. I know the painting, aklangan,
It's true.
but leave.
Look at this. This is your painting. And it's true. Awuhlangani lapha. Awuhlangani lapha.
Like, you know what? So, like, and I enjoy a good paint and sip, right? That's me trying new things. Even if even singing. Best believe me, I'll sing even though I know I can't sing.
Same.
I will sing my heart out, and I feel like I do it more because I know I'm low-key annoying the people around me because I
Yeah.
suck at it. Yeah. So I think when someone has a low self-esteem, they don't like try
new
new things. Like even changing how they dress.
Yeah.
Small things like, trying like a particular hairstyle. They're like, oh no, it'll never suit me. Or I've never worn something like this before. I always dress like this. And like, how are you going to know if you you don't try? And if it doesn't suit you, well, at least now you know.
No, you're actually cooking and you're being practical about it as well, because clearly you are a person with a healthy self-confidence.
Sometimes.
Clearly you're a person with a healthy self-confidence, because you are talking about trying. People without healthy self-confidence are scared to try new things. And you're self-aware that I cannot paint and I cannot sing, but I will sing. You cannot paint, but hey, look at the mazza you did. So you see, I think that's also a good point. People with lack of confidence don't try new things, and it's always fun and great to try new things.
Yeah. And even if you do fail, it's okay because You're not gonna be perfect.
Exactly.
You know?
Look, your painting is a great example that you're not going to be
Okay,
perfect.
first of all, I don't understand why you're dragging my painting like this. Okay, I don't appreciate it. You're going to ruin my confidence.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, it's not about confidence, it's about self-awareness.
No,
you
stop
know
it.
you can't paint, so
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, don't tell me
Self-awareness.
continuously.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, please, you're touching a nerve.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Okay, right. And then I think also when with lacking in social settings, lacking confidence, is if someone has done you wrong, you're not gonna tell them.
Yeah.
You're just going to be like, you're going to let it slide. And the thing is, people keep letting things slide, right? It's going to build up and it's going to build up and it's going to build up. I feel like, you know, that one quiet person that doesn't say anything. And then all of a sudden they're losing it. And you're like, And then
Yeah, it's because they've been bottling
they've
up.
been bottling it up and letting it slide and letting it slide. And then all of a sudden someone is just letting all this built up anger, like, and the thing that makes them tick off like that, it's something small because, I don't know, someone forgot to close the door.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I think
agree.
if someone has, because I researched this, it says that in short term, avoiding challenging and difficult situations might make you feel safe. So an example would be addressing if someone's hurt you or if someone said something that offended you. Like, for example, I think when we work or something like that, that, yo, dude, you know, actually the thing you said the other day actually kind of hurt me. Like, even in work situations, it happens. Someone might be critiquing your work and giving you feedback, but the way they're giving you feedback is, hey, son,
Yeah,
they're coming for they're coming for your neck. And you're like, no, I understand you're giving me feedback, but I felt like the way you did it was a little harsh. And if someone lacks confidence, I feel like they might not be. Obviously, there's a way to do it, and there's a respectful way to address someone. You're not gonna be like, actually, here's a when what? You just what? Obviously, we're not saying be like that, but you're able to be like, actually, what you said the other day kind of hurt me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So what you're saying is someone who lacks confidence is also someone who's not very confrontational and holds things in.
Yeah, we're not saying be confrontational, ne? We're not saying go and confront everyone, guys.
But I mean, when it's necessary, do it.
When it's necessary,
Yeah.
but other things you can just let it slide. Be like, anyway, it will pass.
Mm.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like,
get what you're
like it will. You can't be addressing every single person that has said stuff to you that was out of pocket
Yeah.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And this then backfires in the long term because it reinforces fears. It reinforces doubt when you're not able to address things with people because you're like, people are always mean to me. People never give me a chance because you never tried. So you never registered to do that chance. You never tried to speak up when you were hurt. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you have any add-ons.
I actually do not. But I think it's a good time to take a break, don't you think?
Okay.
So catch us right after the break. Don't go anywhere. We are taking a quick break, so don't go anywhere after the break.
The problem is your disconnect. Prayer is key.
Whatever we bind here on earth is bound in heaven. Whatever we bind here on earth is bound in heaven.
sengo. Yeah, come on, come on. Yeah, lelo sengo. Yeah, lelo. Yeah, lelo sengo. Yeah, lelo. Yeah, lelo sengo. Yeah, lelo. Yeah, bitso sengo. Yeah, lelo. Yeah, lelo sengo. Yeah, lelo. Yeah, here we go.
Only on ITVN. ITVN. ITVN.
Knowing God, fearing God, being led by God, entering your God-given destiny, you should know what not to do in the world of sex. Anyone who practices sex before marriage, you will not know your God-given partner.
Thank you for staying tuned in and welcome back. I hope you went and you used that break as a bathroom break and got a quick snack. So before we went for a break, we were talking about we're talking about having a healthy self-confidence, and we're talking about things that contribute to people having a low self-confidence and the effects of having a low self-confidence. So lastly, on the effects of having a low self-confidence, it would be the effects it has on people's mental health, such as depression, can lead to anxiety. I think because someone is like, you're not confident in your abilities, you'll overthink everything, and that could cause you to have anxiety and have like high levels of it because you're overthinking it, because you're like, oh my gosh, what if I don't do well? What if they don't like it? Right? And then when someone does give you feedback on work, you're thinking they're bombing you down. And then it's not that they're bombing you down. It's just fix here and there. And maybe sometimes they're bombing you down because of klangan. But when they're not attacking you, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think maybe that's how it could lead to someone having anxiety. And then with depression, it's just, well, like you said, you have like a negative outlook on life.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
You don't have anything to add?
No, I don't. But that's good. Like depression, having low self-confidence can also lead to depression because you have... I'm just repeating what you said. Because you have a negative outlook on life, which is very true. I was going to talk about personal experience, but no.
Yeah. And I think when if you know someone like this in your life, I think you need to really be like an empath. You really need to like, you need to like be patient with this person and you know, and be kind.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna say, you mentioned it earlier on, the difference between like having a healthy self-confidence and being arrogant.
And healthy self-confidence, difference between healthy self-confidence and a toxic self-confidence. What I would say toxic self-confidence is being arrogant. And you know...
Why do you keep doing this to produce like ego?
It's like, because you know, you put yourself up there, like you make yourself bigger than others.
Because when you're doing this, it's like you're saying all big people, they have like...
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
There's a guy I know called Edwin. He's quite muscular, so I'm not coming at you. I'm not coming at you, but I'm just saying. It's like, I'm not saying muscular people are arrogant people. I'm just like, I don't know, ego. I don't know. I'm just.
Okay.
But I think, toxic. I think that people with toxic self-confidence are actually the people who actually struggle with confidence.
Oh, because they're overcompensating.
Yeah. So they are too confident, and that is also not it's not
Because they're
looking good.
overcompensating for something that they're lacking.
Yeah, if we're using terms of our generation, it's a red flag
Correct.
for someone who's too confident, who's too egotistic.
It's okay. It's fine. We understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
And I think I agree with what you're saying, because if someone's overly confident, right, they're probably making up for something they don't
That
have.
they don't have, true.
Like, for example, I know. Let's leave it.
We're about to get too personal.
No. I was just gonna give examples. It's not me. It's just like okay, I'll go to it. Like, for example, players, right?
Okay.
Men who are overly confident, like people who really, when it comes to women, they know how to hook a woman in, and they know without fail they're going to, right? And most of the time it's because something happened at home.
Valid.
So now they're chasing women, and it goes both ways. Even women, something happened at home, so now you're chasing men.
That's very valid, and that's true.
So then now they're overcompensating and stuff like that. But is there someone, people who are just confident, like arrogant, just because?
That's not good. That's toxic, because arrogance, it implies that you're better than everyone. It implies that you're better than others and better than whoever you're talking to, and that looks down on other people. And we didn't mention this, but like an arrogant person can also make you less confident in yourself.
Oh, yes. So the thing with being self-confident is that you are accepting that there are people better than you, yet you're still believing in yourself. It doesn't diminish your light.
Yes.
Whereas if you're arrogant, you feel like you're actually the brightest crayon in the box, even
Yes.
though you might not be the brightest crayon in the box.
That's true. So that's I guess we've classified toxic self-confidence, being arrogant, being egocentric, trying to, in your head, you're the best person. Wherever you go, you think you're entitled to people's respect, people's attention, and stuff like that. That's a toxic type of self-confidence. And real good confidence is knowing, it's not being loud. It's not being loud in your confidence. You know the saying, empty tins make the loudest noise? So, yeah. Real confidence is just... But there are some people who are just loud in general, like me.
Are you loud? I don't know if you're loud. Maybe
You don't
talk
think I'm
yourself,
loud?
but maybe not loud.
Okay. I do scream quite a lot.
Yo, on Sunday
I
you're
talk
busy
loud.
blowing that whistle. Yo. Anyway, so let's talk about how to build a healthy self-confidence. So if you feel like you're lacking with having self-confidence and self-doubt, and it's okay, it happens to all of us. I think all of us somewhere, hlangani at that place, and like, I'm not confident in that area, and that's okay. So how to build a healthy self-confidence? I think you had mentioned it earlier on, is I think learning to say positive things about yourself.
Yes.
And having positive thoughts towards yourself.
Yes.
Like daily affirmations. I don't know if you've seen in movies where they used to write there on the movies with the lipstick saying, I am beautiful, I am loved, I am what. So I think that would be like basic. Like take a sticky note if you do have lipstick. Your mom might shout at you, so maybe don't do that one. Take a sticky note and just write that. And when you wake up, just I am loved, I am kind, I am, and just speak positive words to yourself. And even though you don't believe them at first, but best believe you're gonna start believing in them.
True.
In the long run.
Yeah, true.
And even if you want to do something and like, I can do it. If it's a degree you want, I can get this degree. I can pass this degree. Even if the degree is showing you flames, you can get it.
Yes. That also emphasizes on the power of the tongue.
Yeah.
Because you're speaking it to life, basically. So what you're saying, you're bringing it to life. When you're saying it to yourself, positive stuff, you're saying positive affirmations. You're saying, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I can finish my degree, I'll be the first person in my family to graduate high school or graduate university. Those things come to life because it's the power of the tongue. Life is in the tongue.
Yeah.
Basically. So the positive affirmations is a good way to build confidence.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Positive self-talk, positive
Yeah.
self-affirmations, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Because once you start talking it, you're going to start believing it.
Exactly.
Because now you're going to start thinking that way about
Exactly.
yourself.
Mm.
So I think that would probably be the first step about how to build your self-confidence. I think another one is when people compliment you. There are some people in my life, when you compliment, no, why are you shying away? Why are you shying away? Like, believe it.
Sometimes even in that shying away, it's not genuine. It's ego.
They just want to be pretending to be humble.
Yeah, pretending to be humble. This one, it's fake humility.
So when people, if you are, I think when you remember a particular compliment someone said about you, be like, oh, this dress looks nice on you, or this top looks nice on you, or this color suits you, or wow, you actually have a, whatever you're doing, oh, you're really good at this at work, if it's a church you're serving, oh, the way you hold the ropes,
Yeah.
10 out of 10, you know? Like, maybe if you really want to, if you're really struggling, write those down and go back and look at them. Be like, oh, this is how people, you know, this is what people have said about me, you know? And like treasure them. And then eventually, you know, it will build it because these people are saying positive things to you. Right? I don't know if you have any
But
things to add.
I would say if you're relying on people's
People.
compliment to
But we started with yourself. That's why we're going to people.
good, yeah, positive affirmation.
Yes.
That's with yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say if you're relying on people to build your confidence.
Yeah, then
with-
they can break it.
They can break it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you let people bring you up, people
Then
can bring you down. So
yes.
confidence should actually come from within.
Yeah.
It's a good addition for people to compliment you and say nice stuff about you. It's good.
Yeah.
But like generally, it should come from within. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it should be like a personal conviction that
Yeah.
I'm him. I'm that guy.
Yeah, and I think another way for someone to really have a good self-confidence, prayer, having a like, you know, praying,
Having a good prayer life.
like, you know, I'm not saying my prayer, like, please, I didn't say that, but I think when the more you pray and because you ever like when you're going through a situation, you stop praying, and then after you leave the prayer, you're like, I can do all things now, you know, that thing I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, bro. Hey,
I know.
What?
I know.
So even that, like Jesus, Jesus, God, number one hype man.
Yeah, definitely.
God,
100%.
what's number one
100%,
hype man?
yeah.
So I think when you have that and you start building your relationship with Christ, like your confidence, because God can be like, no, I'm sure because you're a child of God, you're gonna be like, God, can I do this?
Yeah.
And then then it's like, yeah, go ahead, because you know. You learn to do things with him. You know, when you want to do things, you go to him and ask, you know? So he'd be like, no, you can do it. And now when you got his backing, what?
Yeah.
So even when like obstacles come, I think, you know, so I think that would also be a really having, you know, praying, reading the Bible, that really would like boost your confidence because of how God sees you and how
Exactly.
he values you and how he loves you. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. There's the 100 sheep.
Oh yeah, when the one goes
When
away,
the one goes away,
mm.
God will still come for you.
Yeah.
So you are that one sheep. So you should be
Yeah,
confident
and Jesus
in that.
left the pack to go and
Yeah.
find you.
Exactly. So prayer, that's a very good way to increase your confidence.
And even that, you're not going to be arrogant about it because
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
everything about you comes from
God.
him. Yeah.
That's a very good point.
And then another one mentioned things that give you a bad confidence is comparing yourself to others. So don't like limit it. I know it's difficult. Maybe eventually you'll get to the point of stopping. But personally, I haven't reached that point of stopping. I'm better now at comparing myself to others.
Same. Yeah.
I'm better. I'm not saying I don't. I'm better.
And also, it's not a thing of saying stop comparing yourself to others and you stop. It's progressive. It's
Yeah.
gonna take some time.
Yeah.
And also sometimes when people are watching the show, these people, they think they're perfect. No. Also us, as we're talking like this,
We're also talking to
we're
ourselves.
talking to ourselves. Exactly.
We're talking to ourselves.
Yeah, because as you say, you struggle with comparing yourself to other people. I also do struggle. Like, it's gotten better. Definitely it is.
It's gotten better. I think because Prophet always says, not all fingers are the same.
Not all fingers are the same.
Not all
definitely.
fingers are the same. So eventually, you know, it sinks in. Not all fingers are the same. You know.
Yeah. So another So that's another way to be more confident, is not comparing yourself to others. And another, which we've been talking about, is self-awareness. And you gave a good example with your painting. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to go back.
No, we can go back. No, but also now, what about yours? We've been dragging my painting for the whole show. My poor hearts.
But my point is self-awareness, knowing your capabilities.
Yeah.
That's a good starting point to being positive. I mean, to having a positive self-confidence. When you know your capabilities, you know what you can do, and you know what you can't do, and you're okay with that.
Yeah. Because, like, imagine if you can't sing, and then you're like, actually, I'm going to go to Idols, and then you go there and the judges drag you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey.
Then you're on wooden mic. Ooh.
Yeah.
So I think, it's really knowing self-awareness, knowing and setting realistic goals for yourself.
Yes.
We had mentioned earlier on, start small. You're busy aiming for Pluto and you haven't even like conquered the moon yet. So I think it's setting realistic goals for yourself.
Yeah.
For I don't know, let's say you are young and you're like, and you're still in high school and you're like, my first car, I'm getting myself a Ferrari. Then you don't get your Ferrari. Like, you can get maybe, maybe, I don't know, families are different, but like a Ferrari, not many people drive a Ferrari.
True.
Well, you can get yourself a little cute VW. You can get yourself a little cute, Kia. So I think set realistic goals for yourself and being self-aware of what you can and cannot do.
And also celebrating the small wins.
Yes.
Celebrating
so
every small achievement you celebrate. Like, you overcome temptation, you celebrate.
Yeah.
You passed
a test.
You passed the semester, celebrating the small success. You don't only celebrate like the big stuff,
Yeah,
So I think that could
like,
also-
don't overlook your small successes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like, don't overlook you getting your drivers. You just want to celebrate getting a car.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't have the drivers, how would you get the car?
Definitely. So celebrating your little achievements, you're celebrating small wins. That could also help with positive confidence.
Yeah. So the next point goes back to what we mentioned about speaking and like positive affirmations. So I think that plays a really big key in having a good self-confidence, is speaking positively about yourself, and to yourself, right? And to others about yourself.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in a situation like, I really, like, you just entered the room and someone's saying, I suck at this. And you're like, we don't even know your name. What happened to hello? How are you? So I think having talking positively about yourself, to yourself, and to others.
Definitely.
I think that's you can say, no, I'm really, what's good? Ruben is a good dancer. Ruben, like, I can help. I'm a good dancer. So when people know your strengths, when needed, they can be like, oh, we know someone. I'm a holla. And then we see you dancing on TV.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and also speaking positively to yourself will also make you speak positively to others. So that also could say that having positive self-confidence, you're helping others also to have positive self-confidence in themselves. Because if you speak positively to other people, that it could make them more confident in themselves.
Yeah. And I think another thing to that could build your self-confidence is doing things that you're good at. Like, if you're good at writing, if you're good at painting, because other people are really good at, continue. Be a great artist. If you're good at singing, sing your heart away. If you're good at doing the makeups, apply the makeups. Do you get what I'm saying? If you're good at, so learn and excel in the things that you're good at, because you know that actually, I rock this, man. I'm good at this. And that can build, like, you may suck at like 5 things, but you can listen to this one.
Yeah.
I'm the boss at it. So I think that does build self-confidence. And another thing, a way to build self-confidence is learning when to say no. So, for example, I think we've all been in a situation where, I don't know, maybe at work, they're saying, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Now you're saying, yes, I'll do it. Now you're at capacity, right? And if you're at capacity, something's going to flop.
Yeah.
And then that thing flops. Then you're devastated. And it's not the case. You just didn't say no. Do you know what I'm saying?
You didn't set boundaries?
You didn't set boundaries. So, yeah, I think to have learning, not that we're saying don't learn new things and stuff like that, because that's what we mentioned earlier. So it's because it goes back to self-awareness.
Yeah.
Knowing that if I do this particular thing, it's going to affect my self-confidence in this particular way. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that.
I don't want to elaborate on that, actually. But that's a good point. That's all
So,
I'm gonna say. Another way to deal with, to have a positive self-confidence is learning from your failures. Because we mentioned that one reason people may struggle with confidence is because they have failed in the past.
yeah.
So if you see failure as a teacher, then that makes you more, like, learning from your failures
Yeah.
can make you more confident.
Yeah.
Instead of actually like knocking yourself out because you have failed once
Yeah.
and you don't want to try again. Basically.
Yeah. There's so many people. I don't know who it was, but there's like so many successful people. I don't remember who it was, but this successful person, I think they were bankrupt. I think was it 2 or 3 times before they became a billionaire. Imagine you were broke 3 times, bankruptcy. The bank cleared you 3 times. And now you're like a billionaire today. I think, even Oprah got fired from her first work gig in front of the camera. Now look at her. So I think it's learning to look back and, like you're saying, like you look back at your failures. And I think also prophets mentioned it, learn to laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
Like look back and be like, yo, I was whiling. What was like, no, I was whiling. Or like, hey, I remember I tried to do this and this and this. And
Yeah.
like, I think learning to like laugh at yourself. I think that's a really good way of like, I acknowledge that I flopped there. It didn't go as planned, and learning to laugh at that.
Yeah.
Learning from it and laughing at
Yeah.
it.
Because it's not always going to be an up ride. It's a roller coaster. It goes
Yeah.
up, it goes down.
Yeah.
And when it goes down, it doesn't mean it's not gonna go back up. So learning from what you
Went
the
through.
experience of going down,
Yeah.
that should actually motivate you, and it should be a catapult to
Yeah.
bring you up.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned it earlier on about the teacher who said something
To me.
to you. I feel like for me personally, when I feel like people saying this, I feel like I don't know if it's wrong, but I'm like all the more for me to do better.
Exactly. That was a motivation. When that teacher said that to me, at first it was like, oh man, why
Yeah.
would you say that? It hurts. But then I was like, no, this
I'm
is
gonna
not me.
show you.
And I'm going to show you. But I'm not going to succeed to rub it in their face.
Yeah, I know we're not, but like,
I'm going to
To
I'm
create
not
a
going to
fire.
prove that teacher wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove myself
Self,
right.
yeah.
Because of the positive affirmations that I've
Absolutely.
spoken to myself. I said, I'm going to be a success. I'm an achiever. I'm an overcomer. I'm the head, not the tail. You know all these things. we say to ourselves,
Yeah.
So that's me. If you are telling me that I'm nothing,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna prove you wrong.
I'm just gonna prove
Prove myself
myself
right.
right. Correct. I love it. Peruvian. Okay. And then I think another thing of being kind to yourself and being patient. Because you mentioned earlier on about being hard on yourself. Yes, sometimes being hard on yourself is needed because at the end of the day, time ticks. And if you're laxed, all of a sudden 5 years is gone.
Yeah, true.
So being kind with yourself and being patient with yourself. It's also going back to like your failures that, okay, I flopped in this. What was the mistake? Why did I flop at it? How can I do better? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being kind at yourself, be like, okay, yes, this didn't work out, but maybe next time it will work out. Let me change this and this and this and see. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think being kind to yourself and being kindness and patience towards yourself, especially in our generation, because we're like a generation that wants things instantaneously. I think even in marketing, they call us a microwave generation. Because they want things one, two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So yeah, and also we mentioned that not having a positive self-confidence may also lead you to not trying new things. But trying new things, like skills development, like developing your skills, trying new things, learning new stuff, it makes you feel also more valuable to yourself.
Yeah.
Because you know that I can do this,
Yeah.
I can do this, I've got different skills.
Yeah.
So skill development is another way to
think-
also build.
I think another thing that's actually built my self-confidence is probably the platform we're on now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. Definitely.
And I think also the production team, they also help, and the feedback they give and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's also built self-confidence. Be like, wow, I really can be in front of a camera for a whole hour. Who would have thought? Not me.
Look at us.
Look
Who
at
would
us
have
now.
thought?
Who would have thought? What?
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, and open up to certain opportunities, because you actually really don't know where that opportunity will take you. Like my sister, she entered Miss Essay, and she said her confidence. I would imagine, especially when you get into something like that, it will take your confidence into such another level. So try things, and even if it flops, try again if you really want it.
It's better to try and fail than to fail by not trying.
Yeah. I don't know if you have any add-ons.
No, but there's a few comments I'd like to read actually. Our first comment from Simulation 99. Even though you can't paint, self-confidence is believing that you can learn to if you put in all your strength.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
And then Gabriel goes on to say, Ruben has to be beaten. He always comes after people.
Hi, Bo.
Now, he just has a personal thing against me, but okay. And then the next person is MNJDD 2021. To be honest, confidence takes a lot of courage. Wait, what's the difference between confidence and courage? Or courage is being willing to
It's like to go out and do it. Confidence gives you the ability to go out and do things.
Okay. Wait, confidence gives you the ability?
Because courage, right? If you lack confidence, you're not going to be courageous enough to do something.
So they go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand. So if you have confidence to do something, you'll be courageous enough to do it.
Thank you for that comment. Thank you. That was a very good comment.
That was a good comment.
Yeah.
So I think confidence is key. If you are struggling with self-confidence at home, talk to someone. We do have OPJ here at church. But believe you are a star, baby. What? You can do it.
Yeah. A good starting point for you is definitely positive self-affirmation. Just write things down about yourself, read them out every day if you have to. That would really help you a lot. And despite not small beginnings.
Yeah. So, and I think, okay, so as we're about to close, I think my biggest takeaway and the biggest way one for me personally could build their self-confidence is praying, having a relationship with God.
Definitely.
Because number one, hype man. God. And he will God shame. What? God be Godding.
Yeah, true. For I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Literally, scripture. So.
Yeah. I don't know if you have any takeaways from that.
My takeaway also, it's big on prayer.
Yeah.
Prayer, relationship with God. That's a good way to build your confidence. And also another takeaway is the difference between toxic confidence and healthy confidence. Because some people,
being
because
arrogant
they're
and
arrogant,
confident.
you think, oh, he's confident, but that arrogance could actually mean that they're not confident.
And also like that, if you're arrogant, pride is the beginning of man's downfall.
Yeah, pride comes before a fall, definitely.
So thank you so much for tuning in and watching us tonight. Let us know if you're happy, if you have any suggestions you'd like us to talk about. Let us know in the comments. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. That's it from us. Bye.
Cannot speak to all of us to do the same thing one time. There's a time of preparation, time of planting, time of watering, time of fertilizing, time of growth, time of fruit, time of harvest. But you are the only one who plant and harvest same time. Tell your neighbor.
You are the only one who plants and harvests same time.
You are rushing because you compare yourself to other people. And you keep on misfiring because of comments of others. Life is slow. Pole